Smartphones. The device you can use whenever you feel bored or feel uncomfortable in a situation or need to distract yourself from your current living conditions. Everyone has once had to adapt to smartphones or tablets at some point in their lives, even Martin Scorsese.
Then reduce it so all
Yeah,
the
no, it's
time
over
you
here.
spent on set
No, I don't get it.
to light it. And to
I mean, but films will be made for phones. You see what
will
I'm
be.
saying?
Smartphones are quite powerful in their capacity, even presenting you with filmmaking tools. Seriously, you can edit and shoot on your phone. Filmmakers such as Sean Baker and Jafar Panahi have shot their films entirely on their phones. However, there's one app that has been proven to be exceptionally popular among modern audiences, and that is TikTok. I personally don't own it, but I cannot run away from it. Every single person around me has been using it for a while, and it comes up in conversation inevitably. And the thing is, TikTok and other forms of media have proven to be shortening attention spans. I mean, go to your local theater, you're bound to see a few people pop out their iPhones to quickly check something or go on social media. American writer Susan Sontag, in her essay, The Decay of Cinema, she literally describes cinema as you going to the theater and being kidnapped from your reality, and taken into another world for a temporary amount of time. This is a beautifully crafted essay, and she goes on to say big theaters and cinemas are not the same as watching a movie at home, but that's a discussion for another time. Susan would have been pissed off at modern state of moviegoing. You cannot run away anymore because your iPhone is always at your disposal. To put it frankly, one form of escapism has beat the other form of escapism. It's a convoluted mess, but my point is, movies no longer have a grasp on people like they used to. Why watch a 3-hour movie with a different ideology when you can scroll down quick videos that instantly make you laugh or gratify you? You can easily talk to other people at the click of a button and be snapped back to reality. It's truly a deal breaker to the essence of cinema going itself. There's still a few people who genuinely want to escape from reality and experience movies.
Turn it off! Turn off your phone! Turn off the flash, you fucking moron!
But people aren't even going to the movie theaters anymore. You could just go to a streaming platform and be on social media while you watch your favorite movie at your own convenient time. And why wouldn't you? It's super convenient, saves you a lot of time and effort. Movies are often ordered to shred the movie to its core. That means to cut out all the unnecessary fat and to deliver a sharp, quick movie for the audiences to see without dwindling attention spans. Artistically speaking, this is actually a good idea because as a director, maybe you added an unnecessary scene that doesn't really help the thesis of your film. But studios aren't really cutting for art, they're cutting for attention spans. While watching Elvis, I started to realize how much shit was happening on my screen. Flashy transitions, title cards, the pacing was absurdly quick, and a lot of story beats were happening at the same time. I couldn't help to look away. I was glued to my screen. Sound familiar? TikTok delivers you with the constant flashing images and keeps you entertained, the same way Elvis does. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing the Elvis movie to TikTok, but rather the way Elvis is edited. If you know anything about film, you know that editing is a crucial part of filmmaking, and the editing can make or break a film. Elvis could have definitely had a more documentary aspect style of editing, but the interesting thing is, it didn't. It stuck with this quick, snappy, over-the-top editing style that kept you glued to your screen. It really emphasizes how quick you can tell a story. He condensed the critical parts of a man's livelihood into a few hours, and I don't think it would have been possible with another editing style. Now, Elvis is no Citizen Kane, but the choice was right in terms of editing style for the audiences. Like I formerly mentioned, films are not only fighting with TV anymore, but streaming services and videos. An interesting thing to take in mind is that how much social media has a grasp on our attention spans. Author and associate professor in computer science Cal Newport mentions in his book Digital Minimalism that social media is intentionally engineered to keep you attached to social media. You pressing buttons on social media is comparable to pressing buttons in a casino. You are gambling every time you swipe in hopes to get some dopamine. The only difference is social media inevitably gives you a dopamine boost. My point is, Cal's observation on how social media works coincides with the attention span of modern audiences, and therefore affecting the editing style of modern films. The style of editing, however, does have to contemplate the story. If you have a story about some cowboys and their intentions are slowly revealed, a quick edited film might not be the best choice. But films like Elvis and the Oscar winner Everything Everywhere All at Once gives us an observation for perhaps the future of how films might be edited, which is quick, quirky, flashy editing styles. Now, you might say that you don't like this style of editing, but the way films are edited are heavily reflected on the audiences. Producers and executives have a big say on how a film flows, and essentially champion the audiences in hopes to get the butts on the seats. Out of the 10 Best Picture nominees, I'd argue that 6 of these films have a quick style of editing and storytelling. Now, a film that depicts a part of a story is different to a film that depicts an entire life. I just think the way Elvis is edited heavily resembles the way audiences like their media. Quick, easy to digest, and to the point. It's super obvious that your audience will be bored out of their mind if the first scene of the film is a slow burn scene. That's why famous screenwriter Aaron Sorkin says, "Our responsibility is to captivate you for however long we've asked for your attention." Sorkin also has a philosophy of starting his movies by the story already progressing. His screenwriting allows for quick editing. That's why The Social Network starts off so fast paced. I counted the amount of cuts in the first conversation, and there's 114 cuts in the first dialogue scene. Keep in mind, each cut from any film gives you the will to keep watching, because there's always something new presented on the screen. And keep in mind, most of this scene is shot reverse shot. It's edited fast paced and we cut back and forth. That's what keeps the audience engaged. Imagine if the film started with the frame just focusing on Mark, occasionally cutting to his girlfriend. That would be quite boring. So the way movies are edited is very important. The action genre is heavily reliant on keeping your attention with quick cuts and swooshes. And the thing is, quick editing isn't necessarily a bad thing. My observation is that film might be headed towards a quick editing style, and you might be saying that this has been going on for decades, but we're reaching new levels of heights with the attention spans of generations. Elvis is the perfect representation of our current attention span. We want flashy images, quick entertainment, and to be fed media in a fast food manner. Now, it might sound that I'm insulting the editing style, but honestly I really like the film. But I couldn't help to see how this film is a manifestation of the current state of the human mind. My point is, Speed Racer is Kino.